Hi everyone, so straight into this project today. You've seen this shell mould before from the Mermaid Treasures kits from Resin Jewels and Resin Detra Supplies, and we're going to use this. I think this is the Mermix. Now look at this, it's a tin full of gorgeousness. Look at that. It's a mixture of natural little miniature shells, little starfish charms, some lovely faux pearls and so on. Now, also what we're going to use is this other mould. This is a scallop shell mould, not from Resin Detra Supplies or Resin Jewels. This is from a different supplier, and the marine themed moulds that you just saw then were also from a different supplier, but everything I'm going to be using will be linked in the description box as usual. So going to use some lovely sort of white mica powder that I'm just going to brush onto this mould. Now look at that. Now the mica, this powder is from the Mermaid Treasures kit. It's a silvery frosted white with a looks like hints of blue, very much the Aurora Borealis kind of effect, but looks absolutely stunning. There's the S word again, everyone. So it looks stunning, gorgeous and beautiful. So just brushing off the excess there, making sure that it is adhering to the mold. Look at that effect. Now you could just leave that like that, fill it with some clear resin or some white resin. It looks stunning. But I decided to then also use one of the other mica tints or powders that had also come from the same kit. And it's beautiful. It gives it a sort of pinky, pale pinky lavendery colour. Beautiful. Lavender or violet maybe. Can you see that, by the way? It's giving it a bit more of a warm pinkish sort of glow. So I've gone round majority of the mould with it. With both colours, as you can see there. Obviously I've turned the mould inside out. I'm now going to turn it back round the right way, and it shouldn't come off on your hands. It should be all adhered to the mould. Just giving it a quick tap, tappy wappy, to get rid of any excess powder that might be in there. So that's one done. So I found some, we still had some gall resin left, believe it or not. So I mixed it up, 1:1 mixing ratio, put it through our resiner's machine to clear it of all the bubbles I could, and then went in, and I was a bit heavy-handed with this Mermix from the Mermaid Treasures resin kit, but I'm glad I did it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You can, of course, use the gorgeous little spades that also you can get from Jules at Resin Jewels to actually put your glitters and powders and Mermix into the resin and then mix it up like I'm doing here. So look at that. So it's still completely see-through. It doesn't colour the resin. It just adds all sorts of gorgeousness to it. So they did, some of you will have spotted, there are some miniature shells in there, real shells too. There we go, look at the effect. It's just dispersing across the surface of the resin there. A few little natural shells you can probably see. I've put the lid back on the tin to make sure I don't use any more, because I probably have put too much in this, but what the heck, let's go for it. So just making sure it's all stirred thoroughly through the resin. There we go. And then we're just going to get this first one. So I wanted to make sure, because this was my main point of doing this video, was to use this beautiful mould, which, as I've said, is from the kit. Look at the way that is going in. It is beautiful, really beautiful. So just stop for a bit to let the resin just make its way down inside the mould, just down to the bottom, filling in all the gaps and the little surfaces and areas. Oh, we've got a bubble coming up to the top there on the far right hand side. You can probably see a big air bubble in the mould itself. Just giving it a little squidge there to help it up to the top. And a little squidge, massaging the mould. There we go. And then just topping it up with a bit more, giving it a bit more of a squidge, because I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any areas where, you know, you could end up with little air bubbles that cure as air bubbles and then they ruin your mould. They just ruin the project. And with this one, it would be very difficult to fix it. It's my own personal opinion. So, got a little bit of spillage there. Quick, Laura, clear it up. There we go. Just popped it back in. And just using this miniature stir stick just to help the resin go down to the sides, all the way down to the side and the bottom of the mould, just to make sure it's all there. Look at that beautiful little purpley pink starfish there. There's little flecks of gold and silver flake and confetti style glitters. Oh, it's just gorgeous. There's even some little mermaid tails in this too. So there we go, just topping it up with a little bit more resin. Try not to over pour. Oh look, we've got a little lovely royal blue starfish in there now as well. Got rather a lot left over, so I was pleased I had dusted the other mould. Now, before I do that, I'm going to put a couple of these beautiful charms in. Now these also came in the kit. And like I said, if you haven't seen the kit, you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to our playlist and look for the unboxing video. We did do, it's slightly lengthy, it's about 19 minutes long, but there's so much in the kit. It was such good value for money. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing it again, but it's worth checking them out. Check them out on their socials and contacts and their website, and you'll be able to see exactly what they do. Here we go. Going to pour it into the scallop shell mould. This is the one we dusted with the 2 mica powders from the kit. So again, just pouring it in gently and steadily into the mould. Now this one you do have to stop and let it work its way down and let it just sort of level itself out, find its way. Can you see that on the right? We've got some bubbles coming up. We've got another one. There we go. That was a large one. Oh, and another. So just using the stir stick, just carefully open up the edges of the mould, the sides of the mould, trying to get the resin to go down. I am going to give this one a little bit of a squidge, I think, as well. Go careful though, because you know if you've brushed the mould with your mica, you don't want to take all the mica, scrape the mica off using your stir stick. So just giving it a little squidge there, a little squidgy widgy. There we go. And then just down the sides again. I just did this all the way around the edge there. Just trying to ensure as best as possible that every single little bit of it was in where it should be and that there was no chance of any air bubbles or gaps. Look at that reflective piece there, blue and gold and green. Gorgeous. I spotted a couple of little mermaid tails as well actually in there. It reminds me of the sand that you sometimes see, the fine grit sand that sort of catches the light when you're at the beach. Some beaches have got it in the UK. But yeah, here we go. So this is a good 24 hours later. I've already started to release the mould slightly. So gently taking it away. There we go. Comes away nice and easy. It's very easy to use this mould. Look, there's some of those lovely little faux pearl beads, and we can see, look, the natural shells and the starfish and the glitter and the bits of gold, the flakes of gold and silver, and oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning. And they all went well. They've got nothing sticking out or protruding. That was the other thing I was a bit worried about. But look at that. So you can still see the rib edge pattern on the shell itself, but it's more about the Mermix, this one. All about the Mermix. Look at that. So you can see the starfish and the shells. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Right, you could, of course, if you wanted to, decorate this, if you wanted to, with some other little embellishments or charms. These are just some beautiful shells that I've made. And I did use the mica powders from the kit to do that. And I used some polyurethane resin, but those will be coming up in a future video. So this is the scallop shell mould. Just gonna unmold this. Look at that mica powder. The way it's only very, very subtle. Very subtle. It is beautiful. The way it's catching the light there. Gorgeous. You've got like frosted blue, you've got little bits of silver, you've got the white, you've got the lavender, the violet, and then, two huge air bubbles. Well, I didn't do that very well then. Oh, well, no, it doesn't matter. It's on the underside. It's not on the other side, which is the right side. So it's more of a matte appearance until it hits the light. And then you've got that sheen from those beautiful mica tint powders. Looking stunning. Beautiful. So there's the comparison. One using clear resin with no mica powders and one using clear resin but with mica powders. And then the third one, look, that was the pink one. If you haven't seen the video for that, look back in our playlist and you'll see it. Now, this is a little bonus extra. I had some resin left over, so I poured it into this oversized trinket tray, coaster mold, I suppose you'd call it. But I wanted to do something with it, and I this one was to hand, so I grabbed that. So I've got a little bit of tidy up to do there. Gonna just use some scissors because it's only very, very thin, and I'm just gonna go around and just give it a little trim. You don't have to use scissors. You can use an emery board or some fine sandpaper, but I didn't want to scratch the surface or risk scratching the surface of this because it's completely beautifully clear resin. So yeah, I opted to use my scissors. Look at that. So you can still see the starfish, the little mermaid tails, they're reddy coloured there. A little pink starfish there. Oh, there's a blue mermaid tail. I think there's some little natural shells just in the sides there. Sorry, the camera's not focusing on it very well. And lots of lovely, luscious glitter. It's beautiful. Look at that on the other side. Really, really stunning. Really stunning. So there we go. That's it with the shell dish there and the other shell dish. So here's the final shots. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. There will be another one coming very soon. I'm not sure if we're going to be using the Mermaid Treasures kit again. We might be doing a totally different technique, maybe. For us, something perhaps you've never seen before. Who knows? Don't forget, if you want to stay and you want to see that, hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to, of course, like, share and subscribe. Why not comment what colourways you would use? So this is the final shot, the very final shot now, of that beautiful oversized coaster. These would look stunning in a bathroom or on a bookshelf displayed or anywhere really in your home. So take care, everyone. Have a great week and goodbye.